In a kingdom nestled between whispering woods and sparkling rivers, a princess was born, but she was no ordinary princess. From her very first breath, Princess Aurelia was bathed in a soft, ethereal light. It emanated from within her, a gentle, warm glow that pulsed with the beat of her heart. Her parents, the king and queen, were filled with both awe and a quiet fear. They cherished their daughter, but they worried about the secret she carried. As Aurelia grew, so did her light. It shimmered through her dresses and cast dancing shadows on the castle walls. The people of the kingdom whispered about the glowing princess, some with wonder, others with suspicion. Aurelia herself felt like an outsider in her own home. The glow made her feel different, isolated. While other children played hide-and-seek in the twilight, her light always gave her away. She longed for the simple joy of blending in, of feeling the cool darkness of a starry night without being a beacon. She would often retreat to the highest tower of the castle, gazing at the moon and wondering why she was given this strange, lonely gift. The king and queen, seeing her sadness, brought in scholars and mages from across the lands. They studied ancient tomes and peered into crystal balls, but none could explain the source of Aurelia's luminescence. "It is a magic unknown to us," they would say, shaking their heads. One evening, a visiting enchantress, old and wise, with eyes that held the depth of the forest, sought an audience with the princess. Unlike the others, she did not study Aurelia's glow with scientific curiosity. Instead, she looked into Aurelia's eyes. "Your light is not a curse, dear child," she said softly. "It is a reflection of the magic that resides within your kingdom. It is connected to the heart of the land itself. When the land is healthy and joyous, your light is bright. When it ails, your light will guide you. You must seek the Sunstone, hidden deep within the whispering woods. It will reveal your purpose." These words planted a seed of hope in Aurelia's heart. For the first time, she felt a sense of direction, not just a burden. With a newfound determination, she decided to embark on the journey. Accompanied by her most loyal knight, Sir Kale, a man whose bravery was as steady as an ancient oak, she rode out from the castle gates. As they ventured into the whispering woods, the trees seemed to part for them, their leaves rustling with ancient secrets. The deeper they went, the more Aurelia noticed her glow begin to change. It dimmed and flickered in certain areas, pulsing with a faint, sorrowful rhythm. In these places, the trees were withered, the streams were murky, and the air was heavy with a strange blight. She realized the enchantress was right. Her light was a compass, pointing toward the sickness that was secretly creeping into her kingdom. Their journey was not without peril. They encountered shadow creatures born from the spreading blight, dark beings that shied away from Aurelia's light. Sir Kale fought them with his valiant sword, but it was Aurelia's glow that truly repelled them, making them recoil and dissipate into smoke. During one encounter, Sir Kale was injured, his arm wounded by a shadow's claw. Aurelia, filled with fear for her friend, instinctively placed her glowing hand over his wound. A surge of warmth and light flowed from her palm, and to their astonishment, the wound began to heal, the dark corruption fading away. It was then Aurelia understood another facet of her gift. It was not just a light, but a power to heal and restore. This discovery gave her even more courage. She used her light to rejuvenate the wilting plants they passed, to purify the muddied waters of a forest spring, and to bring life back to the blighted patches of the woods. With every act of healing, her own light grew stronger, more confident, shining with a purpose she had never felt before. She was no longer just the glowing princess. She was a healer, a protector. Finally, after days of travel, they reached the heart of the woods. There, in a sun-dappled clearing, stood a circle of ancient moss-covered stones. At the center, resting on a pedestal, was the Sunstone. It was a crystal of immense beauty, but it was dark, its internal light extinguished. As Aurelia approached, she could feel a profound sadness emanating from it. The blight that plagued the kingdom originated here. The heart of the land's magic was failing. She remembered the enchantress's words and knew what she had to do. This was her purpose. This was why she was given her gift. Taking a deep breath, Aurelia placed both her hands on the cold surface of the Sunstone. She closed her eyes and focused, not on her fear or her loneliness, but on her love for her kingdom, her hope for its future, and the strength she had discovered on her journey. She poured all of her being, all of her inner light into the stone. It was an immense effort. She felt her energy draining, her own glow dimming to a faint flicker. For a terrifying moment, she thought she might fade into darkness completely. Sir Kale watched, his heart in his throat, ready to pull her away if he must. But then, something miraculous happened. A faint pulse of light answered hers from deep within the sunstone. Slowly, magnificently, the crystal began to glow, first with a soft amber light, then growing into a brilliant golden radiance that flooded the entire forest. A wave of pure, revitalizing energy washed out from the clearing, sweeping through the Whispering Woods and across the entire kingdom. The shadow creatures dissolved into nothingness. The withered trees sprouted new green leaves. The murky rivers began to run clear and sparkling once more. The blight was gone. Aurelia, exhausted but filled with an overwhelming sense of peace, stepped back from the sunstone. Her own light returned, no longer soft and uncertain, but brilliant and steady, shining with the pure, life-giving magic of the restored land. When she and Sir Kale returned to the castle, they were met not with whispers of suspicion, but with cheers of joy. The people had seen the wave of healing light wash over the kingdom, and they understood. Their princes had saved them. From that day on, Princess Aurelia was no longer ashamed of her glow. She embraced it, understanding it was a symbol of her connection to her home and her people. She ruled with wisdom and compassion, her inner light a constant reminder of the magic that lives in kindness, the strength found in purpose, and the profound truth that sometimes the very thing that makes us feel different is the gift that allows us to make the biggest difference of all. Her story was told for generations, the tale of the glowing princess who learned that her greatest perceived weakness was, in fact, her most magnificent strength. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical tailies.